Hello and welcome to Carlos and Lisa. I'm Lisa Remillard.
And I'm Carlos Amezcua. This is a loaded question. Are you ready for this?
Totally.
This is like being Ford, built tough.
Yeah.
Built Ford tough, I think is a motto. Is your marriage built to last? Believe it or not, more than 6,000 people get married every single day in the U.S., and the average cost is about $20,000.
For their wedding.
Yeah.
But still, 40 to 50% of marriages end up in divorce. So why not ask the two experts on marriage, the girl who's never been married once? Okay, but according to Psych Central, a long-standing online mental health resource website, there are 9 telltale signs that your marriage can survive.
Psych Central?
Psych Central.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like a psychology.
Okay, so here's the first one. This is really interesting. If you have an extravagant wedding, meaning more than 200 people, couples with big weddings are 12.5 times less likely to get a divorce than couples who just have a small wedding or even elope.
If you are both financially stable, that's another sign. Surveys show that couples with a combined income greater than $125,000 are 51% less likely to get a divorce.
Money's a big piece of that.
Big piece.
Number 3, you're open with each other. Openness. Open lines of communication and being able to share your vulnerabilities, no matter how difficult, are attributes of couples that can last.
If you focus on the good of your partner instead of the bad, instead of focusing on what a pain in the ass your partner is, you focus on the positives that he or she brings to the relationships.
That works in a marriage. In a TV show, not so much.
Not so much.
Actually,
it's the opposite.
Actually works here.
Right.
But
right.
Number 5, you dated for a long time before you got married. Couples who dated for at least 3 years before getting married are 39% less likely to get a divorce. So you've
3 years.
You've played the field, basically. You've sown your wild oats.
Yeah, but then you dated the same person for 3 years without getting married. You know what I'd call that?
No,
failure.
Like you're dating around or dating.
No. You dated the person for 3 years prior to getting married. That's
I completely misinterpreted that.
You've dated this person you ended up marrying for 3 years prior to your marriage.
Okay. I don't get that.
You know what? I'd be like,
I would
tell my friends.
I would be the other way around. Like you get out and date a little bit.
Well, that's, yeah.
Then when you find the right one, and you date for a while, and they're saying date for 3 years.
3 years.
Woo. Okay.
If my girlfriend came to me and she said, I've been dating this guy for 3 years, and we're not married yet, I'd be like, what the hell is wrong with you? Move on. 3 years, TikTok. What's going on?
It's a little harsh.
Again, says the girl who's never been married.
Exactly. All right, number 6 is that you went on a honeymoon. A lot of people don't go on honeymoons.
Isn't that
Couples who went on a honeymoon directly after they got married are 41% less likely to get a divorce later down the road. They have these fond memories of that entire experience, that romantic experience. Yeah.
Right. They say that you've released the stress from the actual wedding itself, and you can start your marriage off on a good foot.
This number 7 worries me a bit.
A strong marriage, a telltale sign is you don't care about looks. People who focus on inner beauty rather than outer looks and wealth are 50% less likely to get a divorce because, of course, money and looks come and go.
True love. Marriage. Marriage is what brings us together today.
Love.
I'm telling you. I don't understand that because if you're not attracted to each other, I guess if you love each other so much that looks and money don't matter. That's rare and beautiful and strong. And
good
congratulations to you if you've got that.
Good
All
for
right,
you.
number 8, you understand each other's love language.
Yes, of course, there's 5 love languages.
Just paint yellow and red together. It's a love language.
No. Words of affirmation, acts of service, receiving gifts, quality time, and physical touch are love languages. So knowing your partner's love language is another way to strengthen the relationship long term.
Yeah, there's nothing worse than feeling like you're not connecting on any level, and the love language is really important. Number 9. You fight fairly. Couples will fight, but when you fight, focus on the specific conflict calmly without screaming or putting each other down. Can you do that?
Sorry.
Can you do that, Felicia?
Sorry.
The answer is probably not. This is really tough. This is a tough skill. You know,
I'm laughing because it is.
Because we've asked our experts who've sat on this couch how to do that, right? And it's not easy.
Well, of course, the experts, will sit here, and all of the therapists will sit here and tell you how to fight fairly. But when you're in that scenario,
Fighting over the phone, that's kind of cool.
But when you're in that scenario, it's hard.
Yeah, it is hard.
It's hard.
Well, it's hard, but here's the thing: that you hope that that your partner is someone who's intellectually your equal or close to it, or understands good communication, and you've had disagreements while you were dating. And if you're able to get through those conflicts when you were dating, then you'll get through those conflicts when you're married.
Well, that's where
those are telltale signs when you're dating and nothing's working in the date. Go with your gut. That's not going to work. Even later on, it's going to get worse.
Well, right. I guess that's why the 3 years comes into play. Dating 3 years, because by 3 years you've pretty much been through all the fights at that point, so you would know. But again, 3 years seems like a long time.
But the arguing thing takes a huge, or a high level of adulthood.
Totally.
And what we call it, remember we talked about adulting?
Adulting.
I think that's part of it, because, and I learned a few things when I was first in journalism school about conflict. Because you sometimes, as a reporter, will get into situations where there's conflict, and you have to be the cool one, while the other one is really hot on fire. And you got to make sure that you can put the fire out and get the information, and then give something different to back to them that they're not expecting. So that's a tough skill to learn.
Yeah, and especially when you're in a relationship and it's like, it's personal to you, and it's your relationship and your livelihood and your life, and in that moment, and you're trying to be, and sometimes your partner, if you're the calm one and your partner's going off, you being the calm one also pisses them off. Do you know what I'm saying?
And it goes downhill from there.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, of course you don't want things to escalate, but
communication is really, really important. I think the other one that was really interesting is the money one. Money is really important. Make sure that everything's always in balance, and that you're working hard to keep yourself so that you're supporting each other. And more often than not now, the man and the woman are both working. If they have a child, they share the raising of the child and the responsibilities and all that. That's changed over the last 25 years in a big way.
Of course.
In a big way.
Of course, in a big way. So this is according, now keep in mind, we are not therapists, but this is according to this.
But we play them on TV.
Exactly. This psychology website gave these 9 things, and I mean, look, it's not going to hurt you to be calm in a conflict. It's not going to hurt you to know your partner's love language. It's not going to hurt to do any of these things and
what we talked
fight
about
fair.
And what we talked about in one of the other segments a few weeks ago, or whenever it was, about being kind.
Being kind,
If you work on yourself to be kind, and you work on your own personal demons, whatever they are, whatever the problem is inside of you, that you transmit kindness, the other side will eventually, hopefully, reciprocate that kindness. So
I
good
have
luck
a lot
to all of you out there.
Godspeed. We
It's a
wish
tough
you
world.
luck. As you said, dealing with all your demons, and when you said that, I'm thinking to myself, I got a lot of those. I gotta really work on that.
To be honest about your own demons is really important, because a lot of people aren't. And so when you're not honest, all kinds of things break down.
Correct.
So
you're not perfect. Even though in my mind I am.
Although when I look in the mirror,
I am perfect. All right, we have a great show for you. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back.